What the hell is going on?
So what is this?
Ricochet.
Oh, this is actually just Ricochet.
There's like 3 modes that I know of. Like 2 different, like arena and 2 different kinds of deathmatch.
I wonder if anyone actually still plays like the actual Ricochet.
I know nothing about the game.
It's basically
From what I've
seen.
like, I watched some video of some guy going through all of Valve's video games, including Ricochet and Day Defeat and shit like that, and there's a lot of bots. And the thing where like somebody is just sitting AFK in a server forever.
Yeah, a lot of their Gold Source multiplayer games are just infested with bots now.
I like the concept that some dude just like had a heart attack or an aneurysm or something in the middle of playing Day of Defeat, and he's just still AFK in that server to this day.
God. It's actually wild if you look at some Team Fortress Classic and Dave Defeat servers. You see bots that have been there for like thousands of hours.
Well, as long as the server's been running.
Yeah.
And then it turns into that, oh man, ice cream, I love ice cream shit.
Oh, when they're talking to each other.
Yeah. And also like they take player names, so you can't really. I mean, you can tell if they're bots, but you can't tell like at a glance from the name if they're actual.
Alright, I'm gonna... What's that map, that racing map called again?
Keen Racing. Keen Race. Something like that.
There it is, Keen Race 2017. I'm gonna do some SV cheats.
Can't wait for somebody to recreate this in Source 2, the second, like, better tools get released.
Is Source 2 even real? I'm still not convinced.
It is actually. Like
It is. It's just like they've just really dragged their fucking feet when it comes to like getting tools out to people.
Yeah, like it's not a marginal increase, but like I know Dota 2 currently uses it.
It's not real, but I do like to think that like of the few people who've played Ricochet, we now count amongst that very small number. It's actually an elite club.
You can say you played Ricochet with actual people.
When did they even release this? Well, the actual Ricochet.
Like 99, I want to say.
Because like their first game was Half-Life.
Oh no, it's November 1st, 2000.
Oh, huh.
I mean, okay, Source Filmmaker 2, and then there's that bit where they say, oh hey, yeah, Dota's totally part of this on the Source 2 engine now, but like it looks and plays and behaves exactly the same.
I heard from a friend that. Source 2.
Source 2 in general. Although Counter-Strike Global Offensive 2 is going to be a part of that now.
I don't know, it seems like minor improvements, but the smoke grenades kind of impressed me.
Oh, let's face it. There's in terms of what we can actually see going on, it's obviously primarily graphics and performance, and there's a kind of diminishing returns on that stuff as it gets better, you know?
Yeah.
Like, sure, 720p is a huge increase in visual fidelity over, say, 480, but honestly, between 4K and 1080, I don't see a huge difference.
I think the big appeal is that with Dota 2, they actually increased the performance a bit. At least for like
there was a
more modern
noticeable
systems.
difference.
Yeah, because I think original Source is kind of bad with like Z-Core CPUs.
It's from the 90s. It's based on... I don't quite know when the modern Source came out, but I do know that it is still essentially a fancy version of the Quake engine.
Yeah, it's still early 2000s, just kind of like modernized a bit.
Now they keep adding stuff to it, which that's fine. But there's limits to it. So like I said, you're not going to see the improvements as easily, but performance probably improved. Stuff like more modern visual effects, like you said, the smoke with the particle effects system, that'll be improved. Lighting and shaders will be improved. Like I think isn't Alex in Source 2?
Yeah, Alex is Source 2.
Yeah, and it's got like the shaders that make the bottles look like they got liquid in them. That actually do a really good job of it. So that's more, I think, what to expect. It's also, I'd imagine, probably more optimized with VR in mind, since Valve's, they're always about the newer tech stuff.
I just hope we get more mods from it.
I just would like if they had, like right now, like they've got Alex, and I mean, like some games taken bits of Source 2, but it's just like if they had the tools out there, there probably would have been like another full-blown game out by now.
Dark Messiah 2. I Divine Cybermancy 2.
I'd play it. I'd play both those.
I feel like I would be nothing without the jank.
Who said it wouldn't be? They've released like 2 big budget Warhammer games now, and they're still dank as hell.
Oh, yeah, they did Space Hulk, huh?
They did Space Hulk and they did Bounty Hunter.
Oh,
Of the
really?
2, Bounty Hunter is better. No, not Bounty Hunter, Hired Gun, sorry. It's really good. It's basically, in terms of mechanics, it is basically I2. It even lets you teleport inside of your enemies and shoot lightning and stuff.
Nice.
But you also have a spooky toy that summons a dog. And there are Gene Stealers.
I'm kind of surprised how many like 40k games are coming out. Have been coming out.
After a change in leadership, Games Workshop finally realized they're sitting on gold. And just not, they were sitting on gold and just weren't doing shit with it.
I think it's less nobody's playing or talking about Darkshot. I think it's just people who are playing it are just playing it, and then when something big comes out, like another, oh hey, new map, new mission, new whatever, like then people will talk about it again. Same thing as with Vermintide.
The thing with Darktide is they sort of botched the release, and they've been fixing it ever since. Which is good, but at the same time, it means there's not a whole lot of new shit going on. I think they added like 2 new missions since launch.
Yeah, I think they released that game way too early.
Yeah, that game needed like another 6 months in the oven. There's also some major pushback with the what is going on? With the cosmetic DLC in-game shop system.
Yeah, they did want to push that.
Yeah, and the thing that really pissed people off is there's really no hints of it being that way up until the release day. And it released, weapon, progression. It released fully functional, weapon progression systems, like, being able to reroll traits or whatever, were not done yet.
I think crafting is still not in, is it?
I don't recall. I haven't played it in a bit. They said they had a system that was at first, then they decided last minute to rework it because they just ultimately didn't like how it panned out. I don't know if they've managed to, which is why it wasn't ready on release. But I'm not quite sure if they've managed to fully re-implement it yet. I think they implemented most of it at the very least.
Okay.
I don't know. It's been a bit. I haven't been feeling co-op games lately, so I haven't really been playing them. Been on an SMT bender lately.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That reminds me, apparently the Wii U and 3DS eShop have officially been shut down. RIP.
Nintendo just killing more stuff.
Well, let's face it, it's a miracle that the Wii U eShop remained up as long as it did, considering no one frickin' bought the Wii U. And that released in what, 2012?
Jeez. I remember seeing like a snippet from a magazine when they were first talking about the virtual console. They were like, yeah, disregard all your physical media, just use the virtual console. That will contain everything you have. It's all good. That's from like fucking 2006.
Yeah, to this day, I prefer physical copies for obvious reasons. It reminds
Like,
me of
I'm
that
okay
concert-
with Steam when it comes to digital stuff. Like, if it's on my PC, I'm okay with digital. When it's like a console, give me physical.
I can still download the Transformers games from Steam because I own them. So Valve's good about that sort of stuff, and they promised that they'd have a way of, disentangling the games from Steam should they ever go out of business. Do I believe that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's iffy. It's nice that they at least acknowledge that that's a thing, and
And
they're
it's
at
not
least
like-
paying lip service. But until that actually happens, we're not gonna know what their actual plan is.
I'm not so worried about it primarily because at the end of the day, Steam it's a form of copy protection and just in the form of a launcher. It doesn't need to be online. It doesn't need to check in with a server periodically or anything to work. If Valve servers were to go down tomorrow, all my Valve games would still launch off of Steam. All my Steam games would still launch off of my PC.
Yeah.
And eventually people would figure out how to jailbreak them. So I'm not as worried about that sort of stuff as garbage like, we discussed earlier with the forced scarcity, the artificial scarcity with the Nintendo nonsense.
So tell me, what is it like? I imagine you don't expect Donkey Kong to scream in a human voice, so it must be really weird to see that when you die.
It sounds about right for DK. Then again, what it really reminds me of is Glover. If you ever played that, there's a very similar sound clip that plays if you fall, I think.
I like how the image for Ricochet is just exactly this. So I'm pretty sure they just ripped this map.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's in the same engine, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this might be something that was done in like a day.
Okay, so there's more than one map for this, so I think this will just go forever. So you want to switch over to another arena?
Sure, don't know why there isn't like a time or score limit on this.
Deathmatch.
Wait till I get sick of it.
Started playing the original Resident Evil 4.
What about it?
Did they go to bingo?
Yeah, they went to bingo. The first time I played, I didn't expect them to just fuck off back into the church.
It's a good game. Like, I don't necessarily have an issue with the fact they remade it. I just don't understand it because that game is still like an easy 9 out of 10 by modern standards.
Like the original Resident Evil 4 was designed by its director.
Yeah.
The director's soul, and in the new one, it is missing. It's kind of just there for money.
Yeah, it's
Resident
definitely
Evil-
a cash grab. No one was begging for
Like-
it.
Like the director of the game, he really liked watches and clocks, which is why when you just open any item you get, it just spins around and you get to really examine it. Even though it's a really simple object, you just get to examine that herb, examine everything. It's just name again.
Yeah, and it was I also feel like it's a bit of a callback to the earlier Resident Evil games where you'd pick up an item and show you a spinning 3D model of it in the middle of the screen for a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't think you get to see the spinning 3D model in the remake, do you?
I haven't played it. I may grab it when it's on sale someday.
I'm sure
looked
some
at-
people.
I've seen a lot of gameplay, and I don't think I remember seeing the spinning thing. Let me.
Well, one of the things is about the more recent Resident Evils is they're more about the immersion and spinning 3D models in front of your face. Kind of video gamey breaks that a little bit.
Hey, you gotta respect your roots.
I mean, it's whatever. The Resident Evil 2 remake was really good.
Yeah, it was.
That's extremely good, and it doesn't really try to tread on the original at all. So
Yeah, like
Does it
I
have
don't.
Does it have the spinning 3D model still?
I have no recollection. I think you can inspect stuff in your inventory, but it uses the Resident Evil 7 and 8 system.
But yeah, I don't think the new RE4 was made purely as a cash grab. I do think that there's people who like gave a shit and just think it's a cool game and that like, oh hey, let's just do it again. But
Yeah.
like it's also they've got like this new tech they want to play with that they're still trying to like. Damn it.
RE engine is pretty impressive. I mean, that thing, they started, I think, with RE7 with that, and they even, like, Monster Hunter Rise is running in that, and it runs it just fine, despite, you know,
Being on the
built for
Switch.
for a very different game.
One thing I know is that like they used it for the new Devil May Cry, right?
Yes.
I believe they do. Well, when you look at the history of Capcom's internal engine systems, they are very efficient in terms of like resource use. Like I'm thinking back to, I think it was CryEngine before? No.
NT framework.
Yeah, NT framework, and that was used for friggin' everything, and it was pretty dang impressive, honestly.
Yeah, that shit just, I don't know how to fucking, it's just efficient and looks good.
Yeah, and I feel like the RE engine's kind of the second coming of that. Because they use it for every version of the ports. Like it runs on the Switch and it runs on the PC. It runs well on all that stuff, which is pretty impressive because a lot of engines are coded, you know, with a specific platform in mind. But it just works.
I bring up the RE engine because I just remember seeing like a bit of a, like just a shot of a little bit of a cutscene from the new Devil May Cry of just like, it's not even a fight, it's just like somebody there eating pizza, and I think it's, I don't know who the fuck, what lady I think,
Pizza.
but it's just like eating, and she turns her head, and like from how it looks, you would think, oh, the hair is just gonna clip straight through her, it's gonna freak out, and just no, it moves like a normal person to the point where you go, it's like, wow, holy shit, right?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. That's like I said, the graphics and textures and all aren't that different between, you know, as stuff gets fancy these days, but you know, particle physics emulation, not having the hair clip through stuff, that's
pretty big.
definitely improving. It's the little detailed stuff these days more so than the greater. Of course, not everything needs to be super realistic.
I think the RE engine still
Boy,
kind of
do I
struggles with
look-
faces.
Okay, I'm watching that YouTuber, and even she does the no clipping.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, they did cheat to get there.
Easy map though.
Easy.
Maybe if you've been playing Sven
There's
co-op
no
maps every day for the past 20 years.
There's no enemies, all you need to do is cheat. Therefore, it's easy.
The enemy is your own ego. Will you tough it out, or will you give in and cheat?
I mean, I guess if you've been playing bunny hopping maps for all this time, it would be kind of easy.
I'm not even sure I agree with that.
Like, I'm looking at that jumping bullshit thing. It's like, dude, I've never played a surf map. I don't know how to do this shit.
I should link you this YouTube video that just does CSS bunny hopping, and the shit they do is fucking insane.
Yeah, some of the people that have been playing Counter-Strike for years and years are sweatier than mobile players. It's crazy.
I'm pretty sure there's a big cross between the two at this point.
Yeah.
I don't like
that's the
idea
problem
of
when
just
like
playing one game over and over again.
yeah, that's the
forever.
problem when you get like a community that gets really into something and that what that something is competitive.
Just be like me and don't care if you win or lose. If you had fun, you won.
Wow. Straight
Your
up
community should be based around sprays and mic spams.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's a problem with a game that's lasted this long. Like the barrier entry is just so high because people have been playing for decades.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about Smash Melee earlier. Case in point.
Yeah.
When was the last time someone other than like the top 3 for the past like 15 years won a major?
You can say that about like a lot of fighting games though.
Yeah.
But generally it is the exact same problem. It's just that there's just a lot of shit.
I mean, there are people that
kind
break into it, but it's just like it's like 1% of holy shit. It's just like a small percentage that actually managed to get good.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that Kula gets completely stomped by online in fighting games, and when we do our fighting game nights, he just comes in and bodies all of us, so what hope do we have, right?
That's the genre, man. Someone's always gonna be more sweatier than
So many in-jokes about specific hitboxes, certain moves, and certain stats, and they all become in-jokes. It's like a different level of comedy. It's incredible. Can't comprehend it.
Transcendental. No, not transcendental. I don't know. Transcendent comedy. Sometimes
Actually,
it's like in,
I gotta work for it. Geometrical comedy.
Yeah. It's kind of, it can get to the point where it's like, you know, I work in education and we have all these stupid acronyms and shit. If I were to start talking that gibberish to you guys, you'd have no clue what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's like that, but for like a hobby, and that's just, I can't penetrate that.
I'm gonna call Kula a geometrical comedian from now on.
What the heck happened to you? You're supposed
idea.
to fall, not get chunked.
I mean, did you have like the big charge disc at that point?
I don't know. I jump through the shiny, and then cool stuff happens sometimes.
I guess you just die and get hit by that.
That kind of defeats the spirit of the game, doesn't it?
Well, what's the point of a charge shot if it just doesn't kill you?
It flings you harder, so it's funny.
You ever seen that Star Trek episode where they talk in metaphors? That one alien race?
Oh, that's a classic.
I've seen lots of gifs from that.
It's what I'm reminded of when people talk about like video game terms that are just incomprehensible, like to an outsider.
Or the super specific terms that like only refer to certain games.
Yeah.
Like I know Smash has a bunch of those where, unfortunately, basically the rule is the first person to discover the trick or really get good at it gets to name it. So you get really dumb stuff.
Yeah, you get really dumb names, and you can only understand the context if you were there. Otherwise, it's just fucking gibberish.
Why the fuck is it called footsies?
Because you crouch kick a lot for spacing. So you wind up with them, you know, having a thumb war, but it's with, you know, crouch kicks. That's footsies.
You know how like shit like Evo and other events sometimes have like weird side events where it's just like, oh hey, play this, like do a little tournament in this game, whoever wins gets like $500 when like the main event is like over 10 grand.
Yeah.
It's just like during like a Counter-Strike game or tournament or whatever, just do this.
I know that there was an Evo where some guy showed up with Catherine, the version with multiplayer, and ran a Catherine tournament.
I remember that. It's funny because they're talking about it's just like they have like an actual caster just going. It's just like, okay, I guess we're playing this now, and like getting into it, and then it's just like, oh man, he's got X Factor, and it's just like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, they're just using Marvel vs. Capcom terms in a game that's not even involved with that game.
Yeah, go with what you know, right?
Yeah.
I've actually played enough fighting games now. I might actually be able to comprehend what's going on if I were to try and play Marvel vs. Capcom again. But when I first tried it, I was too new to fighting games, and I just couldn't.
Speaking of like fighting games and a high barrier of entry, I remember like one of the first things when they were like doing a Kickstarter for Skullgirls was like, oh hey yeah, we have like an actual training mode that makes sense and actually explains shit. And it's just like, oh hey yeah, and I remember people getting like really ass blasted about that.
For a moment, you were standing on the beam monument.
Yeah, I collided with Alabak.
But okay, you want to check out like the last map for this?
Sure, and yeah, Alabek, what you're describing, it's just the rest of the crab bucket. Right?
Yeah.
The people that are upset about, I don't even know. I didn't get that. Why do they get to get that? Everyone should have the same experience with it I did.
Oh, this map looks like a shit show.
It's actually funny because that's the same thing that's happening with CS2. They have all these new
Quality
guess-
of life things.
Yeah,
like,
qual-
hey, yeah, we're
yeah.
gonna the crosshair is gonna more accurately
wow.
reflect where the bullet goes as you pull the trigger, and then people just like, no.
Yeah, like it doesn't
Well-
really change the game, but it's easier for people to learn what's going on with the game.
In terms of fanatical followings, Counter-Strike's got to be way up there. If they were to change the pathing AI and the chickens on the Italy map, people would lose their shit.
Bro,
I legitimately think it's that. There's some people in there are just kind of that crazy about.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice. I'm certain that there are people who would like maybe not become screaming lunatics, but like they would see that distance as like, why not accurate? Why change?
If I had been using the II from 1.8 instead of 1.9, the chicken would have been here and not blocked my smoke grenade.
someone described it best that Counter-Strike is like the comfort game for like it's something that will never change or almost never change.
See, I have trouble buying that because people get so damn mad when playing it.
I mean, like I don't know if comfort is like the right term, but it's like it's old reliable.
Yeah, that's a good
I
way
think
to
the
put
word
it.
you're looking for is nostalgic.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh hey, we're gonna change the rules on chess, and it's just like, but why? Huh?
Chess 2.
Just
Yeah, like it's that version where you can time travel and shit.
oh my
This one
god.
comes with a season pass that unlocks different skins for your pawns, and also a power-up that allows your rooks to move, what's the word? Diagonal, but only every other turn, so it's fair and balanced. My brain just gave me the idea of a mobile game version of chess with gotcha mechanics. You draw and you build your own, board with pieces. You gotta get the high draw if you want a queen.
I watched 3 Clips, Philip. Know what that is?
The what
He's
now?
a guy. 3 Clips, Philip. He's a guy who used to do general source engine stuff and Hammer editor tutorials.
I think I
think I
remember the name.
Yeah, I unsubscribed when he just did nothing but Counter-Strike. All he does is Counter-Strike. Nothing about source tutorials. It's just all the specific details about Counter-Strike.
Is it like Counter-Strike mapping or just plain Counter-Strike?
Just everything about Counter-Strike. The
Like an
details of every
encyclopedia
weapon,
channel.
the details of chickens, the details of certain trees in certain locations.
Oh, like that one guy that uses the yellow backgrounds with Doom. The guy goes into like the AI, like why does the Mancubus do that, or why can the brain break sometime? I mean, there's a market for that. I'm not saying Counter-Strike's not a deep game. There's a lot going on there. It's just some people are a little fanatical about it, and I don't understand. Alabek, how did you survive that?
I don't know. So something fun that I've noticed: power-up stack.
Yeah, they do. You can get like a fast shot with free shot. Not crazy. It's supposed to be really chaotic with like 16 players.
Oh yeah, I think that's the entire point of like this specific arena, because like with like 3 levels, lots of space. Yeah, just like, okay, just like walk on up to fucking Counter-Strike 2. Hey, like win $20 in this Ricochet max, and it's like, yeah, how many people we fit in here? 32.
God.
That'd be some good tournament.
I've seen like those Counter-Strike tournaments where they play in like soundproofs and all that shit.
That's I've seen that for Dota. But
Was it
like, I
Dota?
guess I get the gimmick where it's just like, well, you don't want people screaming at each other or like learning secret tech, but it's just like, I recognize those footstep sounds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get the logic, but man, it's just looks so.
Just put them in noise-canceling headphones. You don't need a whole damn booth. I need a whole damn booth. I do important stuff, and now you stuck me in a closet.
Yep.
Give me the soundproof booth. Yeah, but I guess I don't get sponsorships. If I were a psychiatrist, I could get sponsorships, but they caught those people and they sent them to jail, so I wouldn't want those.
It's pretty wild.
Well, you know how pharmaceuticals companies operate.
True.
Your bro gets some discounts on your next whatever if you just, sell enough of these. Also, psychiatry would involve med school, and fuck that. I was in college for, I don't want to think about it. Almost 10 years. I've had enough.
Is it because the degree takes that long?
PhD takes that long.
Okay. Oh yeah, right. PhD. Hold
Yeah. Admittedly, the last half of that was internship and, practical stuff, so that wasn't so bad. But...
Still.
Yeah, I want to go back and learn Spanish at some point. That's probably not happening for several years still, because I just had enough.
Yeah. I only did a bachelor's and I was like, fuck, I'm tired of this already.
Yeah. Well, even worse in my case, my undergrad got extended, is either a year or half a year, because they basically, they had this thing called an in-house unit requirement, and basically I needed to give enough of my money to the college before they'd let me graduate. But now I know about climate stuff, I suppose.
Holy shit.
Have there ever been any speedruns of like any Sven co-op or other kind of source hack games before?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's some good stuff here, but it's like, where else are you gonna get it, right?
I should look up there's a Pizza Yasan speedrun.
I mean, just anyone playing is pretty rare to begin with.
I suppose that it's a bit niche.
I think at this point, if you just start searching up Sven co-op, like, you'll just find the NGH channel easily.
Yeah, I'm like, I've somehow just like this was just meant to be like a stupid archive of like edits of multiplayer shit that we've done, and somehow we've just fallen into like a really weird niche just because I was too lazy to think of another game to play on the first of Friday.
Well, it's like, I also went on like the Sven co-op Discord at times, and like some of the maps just straight up list the videos there. It's like, hey, these guys played our map.
Well, like you said, not a whole lot of people play them, so they'll take what they can to kind of show, hey, people like it.
Yeah, they need, what they need are them big money YouTubers. No, wait, that's not the right term for it. The VTubers. They need like screaming anime women to like play their maps, and then the big numbers will come in, and then they'll get like cash money to be game dev.
Do you think they'd rather prefer like a VTuber or an actual like big name?
We're talking about people that make Sven co-op maps. They prefer the VTuber.
Because it's like,
Also, not sure how marketable hammer editor skills are.
Probably not at all. Like Hammer is a bitch to work with.
Oh, then there's something to that. If you can learn to
Are you
work with
kidding me?
a
Hammer's way
archaic engine
the-
and all that.
Hammer's way easier than making shit in Unreal, BSP and Unreal. It's the easiest BSP maker. If you want to just make blocks and just carve them and curve them, it's easier than Unreal.
It is. I won't deny that.
They expect like Unity and Unreal, they all expect you to. I'm listening to the PTS stand Storping. They expect you to make every level in Maya Autodesk or Blender.
Yeah, I think that those are Unity and all. Those are more like professional game engines. Whereas it's not that Source isn't a professional game engine. It was just designed more with the concept of we're going to farm this stuff out, these tools out to the community, and they can make stuff. It's meant to be accessible.
It's also like it's pretty hard if you're trying to make like even something like this from scratch. It'd be pretty custom.
Well, I think there are a lot of
textures.
restrictions that's just based on its age.
Yeah.
Why do I keep spawning in the middle of the air?
Because I was jumping in and then it kind of knocked you away for some reason.
It did it twice in a row to me.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm starting to think that we've seen all there is to see.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing wrong with it, just this is simple.
I gotta say, I do appreciate this kind of game.
Tempted to just sort of like chill out and see if I can just get as many power-ups as I can. Right now I've got triple power shot. Can I get freeze or speed?
I don't think it spawns that many at once.
You can hold on to your power-ups as long as you don't use them.
Yeah, but I think as long as they're on the field, it'll only spawn like two at different types at a time.
Oh, to prevent... Oh, wait, no! Triple shot, fast power shot. Can I get freeze?
Just triple right. What's the green one?
The green one is
That's
speed,
fast.
purple's triple.
Should just pick this up.
Is this the secret meta to team Ricochet? Just like you body block for your teammate who gets all the power-ups and then you just win by sweeping?
I think I made it angry. It says triple shot, fast shot, power shot.
Yep, that's what I got too.
That's I guess it's kind of accurate. Those are the three I have.
I have triple shot, power shot. Our power shot just spawned.
Oh, I didn't mean to bounce those.
Oh, okay,
freeze.
let's
Get it.
triple shot, fast shot, power shot, free shot.
That's hilarious. Which is kind of redundant because power shot just kills you right away.
Yeah, I feel
Okay,
like once you get all the abilities at once, it should just like nuke the whole map and you get
Okay,
points for killing everyone.
so I'm gonna go shoot at somebody and see what the hell this looks like. So, okay, so watch out.
It makes a fun noise.
Yes, it does.
No, maybe that was the meta back then. Just stack power-ups.
Stack power-ups and make sure not to like spam to lose it.
Yeah.
It occurs to me that this isn't, this is fun and not bad to play. So why did Zen turn out so bad? Because this is the same idea. You're platforming along a bunch of small platforms.
This was made after, so maybe they learned.
I guess it's a good point.
Okay, so like, yeah, I think we've seen all there is to see. So, are you guys willing to cut it here? Because I don't know.
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
fine.
So yeah. this could be something we could come back to in the future if we have more people to really enjoy the shit show. But besides that, it's Ricochet. Finally played it, so I guess I can see what the memes are about. Just and a lot of people mad and just saying, "Hey, Ricochet 2" when they want Half-Life 3. But okay. Connect from that. So yeah, thanks for coming out.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks for
shit.
hosting.
Thanks for hosting.
And now I have Crab Champions. Thank you.
Wait, what?
No Scope or Sir Kill in chat. Gifted me Crab Champions. How many other people have this?
I don't even.
It's a multiplayer game of crabs shooting at each other.
Well,
Okay,
I
no
feel like
Scope
there's
has
another
it.
one like that.
Hmm. Wait, or is that multiplayer or is that something else?
Yeah, all right. Crab fight. That one's much more expensive.
Oh no, I did hear about it. It's like this is supposed to be like a shooter, kind of.
Okay, that'll have to be something I mess with later. But okay, so yeah, I'm done. I guess in the future I'm gonna be doing Crab Champions. I have so much shit I need to do
Oh, no,
before I
so
even get to the stuff I want to do.
it's a fast-paced shooter where it's played solo
And
or
there's crabs. I like how crabs are
Fortnite.
becoming like just a funny haha animal to use for stuff. And
The
I think it's
carcinification of humor has begun.
yes, I think it's solely because of shit like that. It's just like the crab cycle. There's one step, and it is crab. But okay, I'm done. I'll catch you guys next time. Good night.
good night.
Night.
Okay,
All right. See ya.
and the stream's cut, so I want to